Okay, so I just want to throw this in here at the beginning. Originally, when I watched this episode, the only actual torrent I could find for this was in 360p or 480p or something like that. It was not very good, and it was the TV rip, so there was various TV things on ads or whatever occasionally. For all the other episodes, I had to go to okay, I couldn't watch it on Netflix because it's not on Canadian Netflix. So, and I can't really use a VPN for it because I'm afraid that the connection was going to fuck it up and get a lower quality recording. So I am having to rip all the files from, use my VPN to use my actual account for my family in America to get on there, rip all the files off so I actually will have the HD versions and everything like that. But yeah, so for this video, there is, first of all, no subtitles because it is I had to use the ripped version without subtitles. It's complicated. Anyway, there's no subtitles for this one. I watched it with subtitles, but there's not any subtitles on what you'll be seeing. And yeah, I might occasionally mention something about the TV thing in the full length probably or something, but apologies for that. Everything going forward is the high quality version, and the quality version you're going to see in this reaction is the high quality version, but it's not the version I was watching. I would just prefer to give you guys the higher quality version if I have it anyway, so might as well. That's it. Enjoy the reaction and enjoy the whatever I'm going to still put in here from when I originally recorded this way back. Okay. How's it going, everybody? I am Donut, and we're reacting to Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2, Episode 1, Shadows. Shadows is pretty obvious of the chapter title. They're hiding in the shadows. Military still after them and all that. So let's see what this is. Okay, this episode, very, very different tone from how we left off season 1. I have already rewatched this episode in its entirety because I felt normally I'll skim through them when I'm taking my notes and stuff like that, rewatch bits and scenes of it, but very rarely do I watch the entire thing from start to finish again. But my God, there was so much going on. There was so much that was just thrown in and introduced. I felt like my reaction to this episode was pretty piss poor. I feel like I didn't react to much because every time I was processing something, a new huge thing was thrown in. And then by the time I was processing that, a new huge thing was being thrown in. Or not even a huge thing, but just in terms of having all these new characters being thrown around and some of that. And it was just hectic trying to juggle it all and keep up with what the hell was happening. But yeah, we start off the episode in the 40s with the last Hydra facility, the quote-unquote last Hydra facility. And at first I thought that guy was the guy from the end of Winter Soldier. But no, because that was Strucker. And this guy is Reinhardt. But then they also call him Whitehall at the end of the episode. I didn't know if that was two separate people, but it's got to be the same person. I'm not sure why he would have two separate names. Dr. Whitehall could just be his alias. I don't know. But, yeah, so he has not aged at all in 70 years. I believe we're going to get into that, but it might not be a, I don't think it's going to be the obelisk. I don't think the obelisk keeps you young because he never, touched it or anything. I think it's got to be something else that they already have and had. But we'll see what that is. Why have none of the other Hydra people done that then? You know, that's the question. Why did Zola not do that? It would have to, because, yeah, Zola would have still been around by that point, so why would Zola not just do that? You know? So there's got to be a reason why only it's him. Now, the obelisk. The answer to death itself. Which is why I thought maybe it is the obelisk that's keeping him young. But, I don't know. My guess is no. I think the obelisk might bring you back from the death, but in a much different way than the Tahiti thing did. Actually, that might bring back, that might be why they killed off, Hartley was her name, right? Yes, Agent Hartley. Yeah, it might be why they killed her off, because then she'll be, brought back as, a demon, I don't know, something, whatever the fuck that was. My, prediction is that it saps vitality. It, sucks out your vitality, so maybe it can give it to somebody else. So maybe, you know what, I guess I'm just arguing for the fact that it is an immortality thing. You know what? Fuck it. I guess I am. I guess Reinhardt, the obelisk, it sucks out vitality, and you can put it in something else, and he put it in himself, and that's how he keeps himself young. He's sacrificing some Hydra soldiers, but it's been at this facility the whole time, so he couldn't have been doing that to keep himself young. It would have had to have been something he did right before they got the obelisk, right before the SSR got it, I mean. Either way, it was really cool seeing the Howling Commandos again. I cannot wait for Agent Carter now. We're getting there soon. I think, like, after episode 10, we'll be doing Agent Carter of season 2. I actually don't remember which one it was. I think it might have been Duggan, who was like opening up a crate and blue alien inside. The blue alien. It's gotta be the blue alien. It looks just like it for like the little tiny bit we see of it. But yeah. So that means that Howard Stark was probably the one fucking around with that. It was probably started being experimented on before S.H.I.E.L.D. was even a thing, I bet. And where the fuck did, like, they know where that's from. All the other stuff are artifacts, but they knew where that one was from. Which, by the way, we should say, I didn't catch it in the episode itself. A lot of this stuff, that's why I think my reaction wasn't that great. I was so, like, just caught up with everything that was happening, and there's so small details, like the blue alien, that I didn't catch. The 084 thing I didn't catch either, that, it was, yeah, it was the first 084, not just because it was the first 084, but because they just stamped it 084, and then that just colloquially became known as an unknown object. That's really awesome, getting the reason behind that. I never expected it. I really thought this was just like, the first. I mean, it is also the first thing that they have of quote-unquote unknown origin. Like, I assume Hydra might know where it's from, because he said it was quite advanced. So he seemed to know how it worked already. So I assume they know its origin, but S.H.I.E.L.D. and the SSR did not. So yeah, this episode we are introduced to Hartley and Hunter and Idaho, and then there's also just a black guy around. They don't explain it. They don't give him a name, I don't think. Even on a second rewatch, I couldn't see a name for him. There's just some random black dude just walking around. He was with the scene at the end with Coulson and Koenig and everybody. Like, well, I'm not everybody, just those three. But like, who is he? I looked back through the finale. Don't see the finale at all. So where the fuck did he come from? They don't acknowledge his existence in any way. Like, in terms of him being a new character, they just act like he's always been here. But like, at least with, the other three mercenaries, or the agent of the mercenaries, they acknowledge other new characters. I don't know, that felt so weird. I have no idea who the fuck this guy is. I thought he was with the mercenaries, but like, no, on a rewatch, he's clearly not with them. Like, even Coulson, like, calls them all to his office, and he just calls the three of them, not that guy, so who the fuck is he? What else did we have this episode? The Fitz thing. Fuck. It hurt to see him before the reveal at the end. Like, even before that, it was already painful. And they had to make it even more painful. They had to say, like, oh, you thought it was painful before, well, how about I punch you right in the fucking gut, too? Like, I don't know. What is this show now? We've got Coulson, and he's now, again, still, after all this, hiding secrets. He's not telling Skye about the alien math. He's not telling them what their overall plan was there, which if they had known, maybe they could have done something about it. But no, he's lying again. He's keeping secrets. He's barely talking to anybody. Everybody's complaining because he's so busy and they don't have time to talk to him anymore, which is more of a busy thing than him, being a bad person or anything. I'm not saying he's being an asshole. He is legitimately extremely busy. But still, it hurts to see that, he has no time for anybody and he's so busy and that he's still keeping all these secrets. And then we have Skye, who is now, I gotta say, I don't know how I feel about what they're doing. Not done with her whole character, but specifically with the fact that now she's like taking out fucking army guys like it's nothing. And these are trained army guys. Like, I don't want us to fall into a like stormtroopers sort of thing where just everybody can't hit a single person except for the shield team. Like, I really don't want it to be something like that. It's kind of ridiculous that Sky has been trained for a couple weeks, maybe. Well, no, it would have to be 3 months at most, right? 3 or 4 months at most. And now she's just taking out these military guys who have assault rifles and shit with a pistol, with barely any cover. Like, I don't know. I wasn't a fan of that. But that has less to do with Sky as a character and more just to do with like, you know, that trope in general of like, you know, the enemies can't hit you no matter what. Like, it's just ridiculous. But anyway. So I'm worried that they're going to make her this like uber badass character that's like a, you know, I don't want her to be like on the level of Warden May and stuff like that. Like, she should be still not that skilled. It's only been 3 or 4 months. I want to see her be improving, and she has had great character development, but this is not the kind of character development I think she needs yet, right? I think we can hold off on her taking out military compounds like this. But yeah, then we have you know, Fitz is brain damaged now. Simmons is gone. Ward is fucking the most evil piece of shit I've ever seen. The whole crew is you know, scattered. They're you know, they're broken. They're in pieces. They're here. They're there. They're all over the place. What is the show anymore? Where's my cast of lovable characters? Oh, it hurts. It hurts. It's enjoyable, this episode, but in a much different way. So yeah, we had Garrett. He recruited Creel into Hydra. He like took him out, but instead actually recruited him into Hydra. Why would, like, Creel, obviously because they wouldn't get killed. Yeah. Why is Creel still working for Hydra now? Like, do they have something on him for the why he's still doing it? Because like he's strong enough to where I feel like he could probably just get away and hide out and be fine. But I guess it is because like he just wants to keep getting those nice feely things. He wants to just get more shit to absorb and become because it gets him off, and so I guess that's it. Just gets his rocks off, and they can get him the diamonds and the whatevers he wants his. But might be more than that. Who knows? I'm always thinking to see if there's a way that we can. But you know, they were gonna cross him off to begin with, so he's probably not a great person in general. You know, I mean, yeah. I mean, we know about the Daredevil thing, but that doesn't make he's a bad person. You know, that was not him doing anything there. That was his bookers. But anyway, yeah, the whole Jet thing in general, and because we were just talking about Coulson and lying and stuff. All this for a Jet to go invisible, I get it. But I don't like. I get the reason why. I know, and I will help, but it seems like a bit much in terms of like we're going in here and attacking a military compound and beating up the military and just and we cause 2 people to get killed because of a Jet that can go invisible, because we don't trust that Fitz can come out of this, and maybe he won't, maybe he can't, but I don't know, man. I think it was necessary. I do think it was necessary, but this is starting us down a path of old S.H.I.E.L.D. And old S.H.I.E.L.D. is not good. Old S.H.I.E.L.D. needed to be, taken down. So new S.H.I.E.L.D. should be more morally just, which they don't seem to be. I would say that they're not like vigilantes or anything. I wouldn't put them on the same level as that. But they're getting close. They're getting pretty close to, the weight of what they're doing good versus bad is it not right now. It's still way more good than bad, but it could. I'm worried that we're gonna start on a path where it's gonna start to even out. So, I'm hoping that this is a one-time, maybe not one time, but at least, We only do it when it's extremely necessary to get, the thing that we needed or whatever. But yeah. What else do we have? The Koenigs, whatever. They're all robots, right? They gotta be robots or something like that, like android robots, cyborgs, something. LMDs, as I know of the theory that Coulson used to be one. I mean, I don't know exactly what an LMD is. Is a life model decoy or something like that, but I mean, I don't know exactly what that means. They brought it up in, was it Iron Man 3 or Avengers where they brought that up? I don't remember. But, yeah, I mean, they just said the name. I don't know what it means, but, anyway, that's I mean, I legitimately do guess that he is robots or something. Like, he's so, I don't know, he does seem to be designed to be Coulson's right-hand man. So, that's my guess, that he is a robot, and he's Coulson's right-hand man robot. Ward. Right, we got Ward. That fucking guy. Remember him? I said I didn't want him in season 2 right away, but that's because I thought it would be like him breaking out of prison or something like that. I didn't think they had him. I thought the military had him. Because what the fuck happened between season 1 and 2? Like, the military was there. They were right there. So, like, how did we get away? That's why I was kind of confused. I was like, well, what does this mean? Like, what is the show going to be going forward after season 1? Because doesn't the military still hate us? But we got out of there fine. Like, they didn't seem to have a problem with us. And so they just let us take Ward? That seems crazy. But I mean, I guess it might have been well, you guys stopped all this, so we'll let you get a head start, sort of thing, maybe. I know the general there was dead, right? The general that was there to look over everything and watch it, he was dead. So it was just like the lower ranking people, I believe. No, because they were all pretty high ranking, weren't they? They were all like on a council or something. I don't know. No, it's honestly not important. But oh yeah, we're talking about Ward. The whole suicidal thingy, like, absolutely has got to be him manipulating Skye. I 100% believe that's what he's trying to do. I would go as far as to say that he did not even want to attempt suicide. He was only doing it to make the marks and to have the story that to be true, to tell her. That way he can, I'm only telling you the truth and everything. Because he would just, lie if he could, but he also wants that. So he would do it to himself, just so he could also be technically telling the truth, even though he wasn't suicidal at all, and he probably was just doing it to fucking manipulate her and get her to feel bad for him. Because, oh, poor me, oh, poor Ward. He's such a... I really hope now, after this episode, I was kind of like... I mean, before this episode, I was like, I'm interested in seeing them maybe try and redeem him. After this episode, fuck it. I don't want to see him redeemed. I think they could do amazingly just keeping him being a fucking psychopath. Like, he has lost it. He has gotten way worse and way more fucking creepy and evil and... So, oh yeah, the alien math showing up on the fucking obelisk right after she grabbed it. And it's just human skin that grabs it. When he turned to rubber, he was fine. So my sucking out vitality thing still holds potential there. Hartley, they cut off her fucking arm, and it was for nothing because she died immediately afterwards. All that pain for nothing. For nothing. But the only person left is Idaho. It was the only one I really cared about, honestly. The other two I thought were very, very generic. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting him as a character. I hope he's not like, his whole character, I feel like, if he sticks around, is gonna be about the fact that his, two best friends died. But, I don't really care about his two best friends, so, this is a big trope in manga that happens a lot, where, in the first chapter, there'll be two characters, and one of them dies, and so the rest of the series, that person is like, always thinking about them, and that has a lot to do with their character development. But I hate that because I'm not attached to person 2 at all, so it's very hard to get attached to person 1 being attached to person 2. And so I'm hoping that's not going to be a thing here. I like Idaho, but I don't want him to stick around because I feel like all his character development is going to be about the fact that these 2 died because Cole sent them to their deaths. And while I can get behind that argument, just him being sad about their deaths is it's going to be difficult for me to really care about him as a character because I don't really care about them as a character either. If that makes sense, you know, it's you know whatever, I can't remember the name for that, but either way, through association. Okay, I assume his Creel's like superhero name or supervillain name is the Absorbing Man, as they offhandedly said. I've been trying to catch that more and more. Like, there was a few things like that in the movies where it's like never would have guessed that was their name, but like I just learned after the fact, like, yeah, they just like nonchalantly just say shit as like a reference to their name. But I've been trying to catch that stuff. I'm pretty sure the Absorbing Man is his. Anyway, that's it, I guess. I don't think I got nothing else. That's it. I'll see you guys for the next one. Till then, get the fuck out of here.